Here's my EFT tapping video finally. Okay, so tapping EFT is just tapping on meridian points to calm your amygdala so that it doesn't fire into fight, flight, or freeze. So it doesn't put your autonomic nervous system into the sympathetic mode, fight, flight, or freeze. It helps you calm down. So what's interesting, the autonomic nervous system operates in two modes, sympathetic, parasympathetic. I always think of sympathetic as like when someone's angry, fight, flight, or freeze. When they're stressed, you feel sympathy. So when you're in fight, flight, or freeze, your blood goes to your muscles, your body's releasing adrenaline and cortisol. So it's meant, the body is meant to operate in the parasympathetic mode most of the time and then go into the sympathetic mode to run away from something if you feel threatened or need to fight or whatever. Okay, so basically fear kind of turns your body into a little tiny woodland animal that thinks it might get eaten by a hawk. So it only sees fight, flight, or freeze. And I don't think people realize what a big deal it is to be in fear all the time. Because when your mind is in fear, you don't see all the choices and options available to you. This is really important. I have some stories about keeping your mind calm. You just see more choices, you see more options open. And you see fighting, and you see flighting, and you see people like just paralyzed with fear because they've allowed things to scare the crap out of them, and then they're living like that. And when you're in that fight, flight, freeze mode, your body's releasing adrenaline and cortisol, and so you're gaining weight around your tummy. You're not seeing all the options open to you. It's important to see options open to you. I had this situation with the town of Reading one time. I had this really ugly tent, $200 tent, and they took a picture of it, and it was over my Jeep. I had a Jeep that didn't have a top, and I had to leave it outside. So we bought this cheap plastic cover to go up and over it, and they wanted me to pay like over $200 to get the thing registered. So I called the town. I was like, what? Why would I need to register this thing? He said, because it's a structure. I said, well, give me the definition of structure. Because I said, if my little son and I camped in the front yard, would I have to pay $236? He's like, no, that's ridiculous. I'm like, yet a tent has a floor and 2 extra walls compared to this thing that you want me to pay for. So he read me the definition of structure, and he said, your choices are take it down or pay $250. I said, well, that's 2 of the choices, but I can also do nothing and see if you come after me, or I can hang it from a tree, because if it's hanging from a tree, then it's not going to touch the ground, so it won't qualify as a structure by your definition. And he was like, you can't do that, because then it would have looked even more hideous. I said, sure I can. It's very light. My husband and I carried it, just the 2 of us across the yard to put it over the Jeep. So, and I know my Jeep wasn't the most beautiful vehicle in the world, but it's like, it's still a Jeep. It's awesome. Anyway, he freaked out about me hanging it from the tree, and so then I made my decision, and I said, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do nothing, and if you come after me again, then I'm going to hang it from a tree. Now, if I had freaked out, if I had gotten my mind all stressed out and gone into fight, flight, or freeze, I may have tried to fight this guy, or freak out or whatever, call like 10 people, like, can you believe it? But it's like, you keep your mind calm, and then you see, I could just hang this thing from a tree, or threaten to hang it from a tree, which is what I did, and it worked out great. So when you keep your mind calm, you see more options. And when you see more options, your life just gets easier. You feel like you have more options. Okay, so with tapping, I am so far off the topic. Tapping is going to keep your mind calm. It's not only going to keep your mind calm. Sometimes when we talk to ourselves, we say mean things. I do it, everybody does it. So it's kind of throwing like a tantrum in your head, like you do something stupid, or you feel really ugly, or you don't fit into something, you're like, I'm so, whatever. So you're mean to yourself. But the problem with that is, the law of attraction is working whether you're doing it on purpose or not, just like the law of gravity. If I walk off a 20-story building, I'm going to fall to my death. So I'm constantly creating whether I want to or not, through my thoughts, through my words, through what am I putting energy into? What are you posting on Facebook? What are you talking to your friends about? What are you chewing on in your mind? Whatever is going on in your thoughts, you're putting energy there. And where energy goes, where your mind goes, energy goes. So if you're putting thought energy into something, wherever your mind goes, energy goes, and then you're creating, okay? So that's why in the 4 agreements, the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. It just means don't think, write, say, post things that you don't want to create. Now, we all do it. There's things that we want to talk about or think about. We want to say things that we don't want to create sometimes. We call it venting, which is fine as long as you're tapping. So if you're venting while you're tapping, you're not going to create crap for yourself. There's this guy, Masaru Emoto, who has a bunch of different books, okay? But here's one of the books. I'm going to hold it up long enough if you want to write it down. Our bodies are made of 70% water, okay? So I'm not going to get into the specifics, but these are water crystals. And he froze them and put them under microscopes. So he did all this research with water. And my little son was kind enough to rip these pages out of one of the other books. And I want to show you what happens with, so, where's hate? Okay, so here's hate. There's hate. See how it's black in the center? And then here's helplessness. So this is like victimhood. Empty in the center, black. Helplessness, all right? And then this is love and thanks. Okay, so just in those 3 examples, what would you like 70% of your body to be like deep, deep down, right? Would you like the empty hole, or do you want the, love and thanks? Of course, right? Because there's harmony there. You want more harmony in your body. More harmony, more balance, calmer mind. That's why we meditate. That's why we say nice things to our body. Our body hears everything we say. There's a lot of books on that too. If you want to know, you can, your body hears everything you say, I think is actually one of them. And Louise Hay wrote a book, I think. But there's a green one that I have. Anyway, all good stuff. Okay, so if you want to say something hateful or crappy to yourself, or even about the world, if you're like freaking out, if you're like letting people freak you out, and if you're freaking out and you just want to have a freak out, you just want to have a little tantrum, then you tap. This is where tapping comes in. Tapping has an intention. It's a healing modality. So you can say crappy stuff while you're tapping and actually calm yourself down, rather than working yourself up and making you want to go like stir everyone else up with texting and Facebook and I still love you, even though it sounds like I'm judging. I'm not. So I'm going to show you tapping. You just tap on the karate chop point. It doesn't matter which hand. And if you have doTERRA oils, I mean, I guess any oils will work, but if you have any oils that I've ever made you, then use them first. Just like put them everywhere you feel like, and then also inhaling them is great while you're tapping, inhaling. So tapping on the karate chop point, even though, what can I use? Even though I feel stupid right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. The truth is, I feel stupid, and I don't know why anyone would ever watch any of my videos, but I still deeply and completely love and accept myself, even though I feel really stupid and self-conscious. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, so the first part is like a negative statement. And the second part, I deeply and completely love and accept myself, is a balancing statement. Nick Ortner does videos too, so if you don't like mine, you can follow his. Nick Ortner, O-R-T-N-E-R. And he wrote this book called The Tapping Solution, which is great, and he also did a movie called The Tapping Solution, which is great. Lori Layden, L-E-Y-D-E-N, was my teacher. She's amazing too. She's doing work with the Rwandan, so I don't think she's got any videos. But anyway, what else did I want to say? Okay, so you'll probably burp, yawn, cry as you move through this, and I think it's helpful if, don't get all worked up, like you're just going to kind of follow your guidance, but you're going to tap through 2 rounds and then you're going to drop into your heart. So that's what I'm going to show you. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to say, that's why I'm stalling. So tapping, I'll think of it. Okay, oh, I know. So the balancing statement, even though I feel stupid, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I've heard people not use that because they don't find it to be true. They don't feel it. But I want to push you to actually just say it. Just say it anyway, because you want that to be true. Because if you deeply and completely love and accept yourself, and if everybody did, we wouldn't have like any of the problems that we have in the world. Okay, so please say, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even if it's not true, just push yourself. Just keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. Because you're helping the water in your body. Okay, just think of that harmony. All right? So, even though I feel stupid or I feel stressed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. The truth is, I just feel stressed right now. So, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel stressed, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I feel stressed. And if I had oil, I would breathe it in. I feel stressed. I just feel stressed right now. I just feel stressed right now. Here comes Yolanda. I guess I do. I just feel stressed right now. Here. I just feel stressed right now. In your chest. The chest, the lungs hold grief. So if you're sad, you can just tap right here. You can just tap. And like, I'm going to run through these points, but you can just tap wherever you come up with, whatever you think. And like, I had a lot of grief in my lungs from when my mother died. So I had to tap the crap out of them. And then right under your boobs, you can't see me. That's like anger points, but right under your nipples, do the nipple points. That's your anger point. And then either armpit. It doesn't matter. And you just keep saying, my ego mind is making me feel stressed right now. And the last point's right here. On either hand again. My ego mind is making me feel stressed right now. Blow it out. Inhaling the oils if you have. So you're going to breathe in and out on every point. I didn't make that obvious, but I feel stressed right now. I just feel stressed right now. Inner eyebrows. I just feel kind of stressed right now. My ego mind is making me feel stressed right now. I wish I didn't feel so stressed right now. Just stressed right now. It's my stress. And I can keep it or I can let it go. It's up to me. Or the armpit. Nipple points. Oh, awesome. And this one. Okay? That's it. Call from Dad. Oh, I better call. All right, love ya. Good luck. Love ya.